We weather the storm and the squalls on the shore, dropping ill anecdotes that you ain't heard before. This ain't casting away, it's a deep sea dive, extracting the truth so the culture can thrive. We dissect every piece of the wreckage and rust, turning nautical tales into audible trust. So batten the hatches and lock the main gate. The Shipwreck Podcast is determining fate. Yo, we weather the storm and the squalls on the shore, dropping ill anecdotes that you ain't heard before. This ain't casting away, it's a deep sea dive, extracting the truth so the culture can thrive. We dissect every piece of the wreckage and rust, turning nautical tales into audible trust. So batten the hatches and lock the main gate. The Shipwreck Podcast is determining fate. Yo, we weather the storm and the squalls on the shore, dropping ill anecdotes that you ain't heard before. This ain't casting away, it's a deep sea dive, extracting the truth so the culture can thrive. We dissect every piece of the wreckage and rust, turning nautical tales into audible trust. So batten the hatches and lock the main gate. The Shipwreck Podcast is determining fate. Yo, we weather the storm and the squalls on the shore, dropping ill anecdotes that you ain't heard before. This ain't casting away, it's a deep sea dive, extracting the truth so the culture can thrive. We dissect every piece of the wreckage and rust, turning nautical tales into audible trust. So batten the hatches and lock the main gate. The Shipwreck Podcast is determining fate.
Welcome everybody to the Shipwreck Podcast. I'm your host as usual, Bobby Ship. Hope everybody's having a great week so far. I am having a fantastic one. I made it to the gym twice this week. Woohoo! I made it, y'all. I made it. Yeah, things are looking up. The accountability board is next week. We're gonna talk all about that. But today we got a very special episode. It's our first I guess we call it book club episode. We've never done a full book club episode yet. We've had authors on, but not specifically to talk about their book. So today we're going to have Sharee Thomson, a very good friend of mine. She used to be my babysitter way back in the day. We'll talk more about that here in a little bit. But so we're going to have Sharee on and she's going to talk about her book. I'm really looking forward to it. I actually read the book. First time I read a book in years, to be honest. But I was very pleasant. I just kept saying, because I was just looking at myself. I was looking at my family. I was looking at so many different people. But before we get to Sharee and her wonderful book, we got to do what's popping. You know, we got to start with what's popping. And we only got one thing that the world is talking about today, and we all know what that is, right? We all know what's popping today. We all know. All right. There we go. We know what's popping. LeBron James is a 76er. That's what's popping, y'all. That's what's going on in the world. That's it. Nothing else. Nothing else to talk about. But LeBron James being a 76er. All right? We about to win it all. I can't wait. I did a special thing a couple of weeks ago because, I am like Nostradamus and everything. I seen this coming. So I went ahead and bought me half season tickets. I should have got the whole season. Didn't think, half season tickets, but I do live in Dallas. But anyway, so yeah, I got season tickets to the Sixers. So I'm going to be up there as much as I possibly can to go watch them. If not, hit me up. I got y'all. Anyway, so since LeBron is now 76er and everything is going to revolve around Philadelphia as we win this next chip. Boo, New York. So as we get ready to win this next chip, I figured that we need to get the people who aren't from Philly used to and accustomed to some Philly lingo. So this brother came across me on Instagram, and I've been laughing at him ever since. So he has at least seven parts. So we're going to do one a week just so everybody can get ready for Philly being the center of the world. because that's what we are. So we're going to watch the first one, and then we're going to bring Sharee on and talk about this book. Once again, go Sixers, and let's watch it.
Philly, we still don't pronounce these words right. Part 7. Let's get right. Proper. Broad Street line or orange line? Philly, the sub. Proper. Let me turn around. Philly, let me bust a Yui. Proper. ATM. Philly, Mac machine. And I kind of think we dirty for this one, low key. Proper. Can you be honest? Philly, keep it a bean. Proper. They are brothers. Philly, they brothers. Yes, we are. Proper. Substance abuser.
All of
Philly, crackhead.
Don't
matter what you do. If it ain't weed or alcohol, we're gonna call you a crackhead. Proper. Fire hydrant.
Water plug. That's
Philly,
what it is.
Water plug. Proper. Men Timberlands.
Butters.
Philly, Butters. Proper. He got beat up. Philly, he got his dicked.
All right, y'all. So that was it. That was it. I hope y'all laughed, especially the people that's watching from Philly, because he didn't tell no lies there. So I'm gonna go ahead and bring Sharee on. Let me first, before I do, because this is a serious pod. Let me take my headband off. All right. All right. Let's get to it, y'all. I hope y'all laughed at that. Sharee, I hope you laughed at that. It was, when I seen it at first, it was like, man, and he's got 7 of them, so they really, really, really funny. What did you think about the video, real quick? Oh, now I can't hear you. Try it again. Oh, you're muting yourself. You got yourself on mute. Uh-oh. Hold on, Sri. You got yourself on mute. Now, see, this worked in the green room a little minute ago. So give us a second, y'all. This is what happens on our podcast from time to time. But here we go. Okay. Here we go. All right. So what do you thought of?
His depiction of Philly.
Keep it a bean. Keep it a bean.
I'm sitting here laughing because, oh my God, it was truly accurate depictions of Philly language. Definitely. Can you hear me?
Let me go ahead and bust this Yui real quick. Here we got you. We got you loud and clear. We got you.
Yes.
I figured that would be a good way to introduce you.
Yes, the ATM versus the Mac machine. Oh my goodness. Yes.
Yeah. It's still a Mac machine as far as I'm concerned.
It always will be. So now you already know. I don't root for Philly teams, especially the Eagles, but I am going to root for the Sixers this time because they got LeBron. So I got y'all.
Okay.
I still don't. Don't support them Eagles though.
We'll get you. We'll get you. We got a lot of Cowgirl fans to come on the show, especially us being staying down here in Dallas. It's okay. It's okay. We'll get you.
That's the one who live in Dallas, but okay.
I know. Look. I keep my Philly with me. I kept my Philly with me. We're not going anywhere. But quick introduction to yourself. I'll just tell you how I known you. I've known you for a very, very long time. I'm not going to say the year, but we go all the way back to high school. So it's been a very long time. And we've always kept in touch and always been able to keep in touch. And so you wrote the book and I wanted to support it. And I supported it and read it and had to get you on to get you to talk about it. So introduce yourself and things you've done in life and what brought you to writing the book.
All right. Good evening. First, thank you for having me. I'm really trying to just spread a lot of awareness. Mental health, when it comes to transformation, when it comes to not your life, that's a younger person is not define who you So a little bit about me. Did 20 plus years in corporate America and was some type of leadership role. It didn't feel fulfilling for me. And, I had the income, I had the 401k, I had all of that great stuff. But every night I went home and I just felt like, I'm missing something. And last year, I just got this calling where it was like, it's time to walk away from it. And I walked away from it. And I started my own company, Happiness the Core, which stands for happiness, positivity, and gratitude is the core.
Mm-hmm.
2026, the world definitely needs to get back to kindness, gratitude, happiness. And I think we there because walking around so much bag. We really need to unpack and unpack. So
Sharee, can you hear me?
that was
You broke up a second
not
ago.
broke.
Yeah, you broke up a second ago.
I did.
I got you loud and clear now.
Okay. All right. So I started doing workshops November of last year, and they're 28-day personal transformation journeys. And one of the things that I kept noticing from these workshops, and even when I was in corporate America doing mentoring of people, is everybody pretty much had the same story. But everybody always went back to it was them. They were broken. And I'm like, or it was something wrong or something missing. And it's like, you're not. We all have seasons that we go through. And every season that you go through sets you up for the new person that you're becoming. So we're never broken. We're always in a cycle where we're becoming the next version of us. And I had a lot of baggage I had to let go of. And I didn't realize that I carried a lot. So most of those chapters are personal to me because I see myself in majority of those characters.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was one of the questions I was going to ask you in a little bit.
So, yeah, definitely. I had a lot of honest conversations with people close to me lately, where before the old me probably wouldn't have had the courage to have them. I've started establishing boundaries with myself that I normally wouldn't have done. I have learned in 2026 that no is a sentence. I do not have to explain why I'm saying no. When you move like that, you feel a weight lifted off of you because now what I recognized in myself was I was the people pleaser. I had to get to the root of why I was the people pleaser. So we have people pleasers, the overcompensators, the overachievers, whoever you identified with in that book. I hope you got to the root of why you were that person. Because again, that's not who you are. That's just the persona you took on at that time so that you could navigate the life that you were living then. But that does not mean that's where you stay stuck. So that's what I had to learn. So I felt like, you know what? If I could take this journey and heal myself, why can't I share it with other people so that they can heal and realize that, you know what? You're not broken either. You're becoming.
So tell us some more about your new business that you have, as far as how does that work, and how does you get clients, or what can they expect by using your service?
So Helping is the Core is a transformational program. And what we do is we have 28 personal transfer, which day one, count your blessings. So many of us look for blessings in the big things. Oh, you know, I have a luxury car, or I have a big, beautiful home, or I have this, or I have that. But we forget to look at the everyday blessings. You woke up this morning. You have air in your lungs. You have use of your limbs. I had an accident back in January where I had to have surgery, 4 screws and a rod put in my ankle. I was down for 3 weeks, not being able to get up and cook, get water, go to the bathroom by yourself. Those are things that we take for granted on a day-to-day basis. And when I was unable to do it, it made me very appreciative of my limbs. So I get up every day and I say, God, thank you for my limbs. We have gratitude classes that teach you to go to, because you don't realize that we'll go to sleep. So if you go in gratitude, you're going to bed in a completely different state. You wake up in gratitude. So we have it's a 28-day program where we teach you. Again, I'm not telling anybody that your life is going to magically change overnight. But what I am telling you is we will give you the tools to help you navigate the difficult challenges that will come up, because life is still on life. We also help you how to
Absolutely.
heal relationships. Some of the questions I get with the heal relationships is, well, what if the person's no longer in your life? What if the person is deceased? You don't need that. Heal it on
Mhm.
and let it go.
Mhm.
So
Absolutely. Absolutely.
those are some of the things that faith teaches you. Mhm. Oh, I thought you said something.
No,
So
go
we
ahead. I'm
also
sorry.
teach you. We have a couple of days where we talk about your relationships with money. A lot of us don't realize that the relationships with money we have is the reason why we. I hate to use the language because so many people say I'm broke, but it's your relationship with money that makes your mentality. Let's start
Mhm.
changing some of these generational, as people like to call them, these generational curses. Let's start changing some of the things that we've been and that's been ingrained in us from birth. That you have to work
Mhm.
hard, you got to have 401k, and the only thing you do after that is retire and die. That's not your life. It's not.
Mhm.
So we
Mhm.
teach you those tools. And I love teaching the courses. I love when people come back to me and say, hey, you know what? I miss class. We listen to feel good songs every day. We have workbooks that they go through. And I just love hearing people say, you know what? I have a different outlook now. I don't look at everything as negative, or I always try to find the positive and stuff now.
Mhm.
So that's what I love to hear.
Yeah, that's
Yep.
outstanding. That's outstanding. My cousin, who's hopefully I'll get her on next month. She wrote a book that talks about specifically the trauma that you dealt with in your life growing up to how you spend your money. She
Mm,
specifically wrote a whole entire book on that. So hopefully she's in Philly as well. Hopefully I can get you with her and you
wow.
guys can talk and everything. She's a counselor as well, a therapist as well.
I would love
Um,
to know.
yeah, yeah, absolutely. All right, so some of the questions I wanted to ask you. The first one is, the book is called "You're Not Broken, You're Becoming," and the idea shows up in the very first
Mhm.
page. The very first page, it shows up exactly what you're talking about there. But for someone that's this is their first time that hearing this for the first time, what does that distinction actually mean to you between the difference between being broken and being in the middle of becoming something else?
Wow. What does that distinction mean? So, mm, that broken phase is maybe your job. It may be you just lost a significant other, a parent, a kid, anything, whatever you are going through. Most of it, or we could be in the middle of a relationship that's not that great and we don't know how to get out of it. Some of us
Mm,
have that mindset of, I'm broken. Is something wrong with me? Especially when we're cheated on. The first thing we think about is, what did I do wrong? Why there had to be something that I did wrong? Why couldn't it be your own insecurities and issues? So
mm,
that's one of the things that we have to stop absorbing other people's stuff. And that's what a lot of us do. And we carry that baggage and we make it like it's about us. If your kids are not performing well, the first thing you think is you was a bad parent. Not, that don't always make you a bad parent because your kid is not doing what they're supposed to do. So,
mhm.
how do we get out of that mindset of thinking that we're broken because things are not exactly the way that you want them to be? Sometimes God is giving you those lessons because He wants you to learn from them so that you can become that next best version of you. So, that would be what I would tell people is, don't just get stuck in on the surface of whatever it is you're going through. Find out what the lesson is you're supposed to learn from it, which is why at the end of each chapter, there are questions because everybody's situations is different.
Mhm.
So answer the questions honestly, and you'll really see that, you know what? Maybe I looked at it all wrong the entire time.
Mhm.
So that was just that's something that the advice that I would give. Look at the situation differently.
Yeah, like I said, you did a great job at like I said, after every chapter, there was some questions to ask yourself and to become accountable to yourself and acknowledge
Mhm.
and see your issues and see what's going on with your within yourself.
Mhm.
All right. I have another question for you on the characters because this is something that I noticed after chapter 2. Like, whoa, we got a new character.
Mhm.
Every chapter centers on a different character going through their own turning point.
Mhm.
From Alicia to Bruce to Monique and others. Are they all a part of you, or did you pull inspiration from others in your life as well?
Majority of them, believe it or not, I'm gonna say probably 20 of them. A lot of my life was in that book. And again, I did not realize how broken I was. Oh, I'm gonna stop there right there. I am not broken, I'm becoming, but I did not realize how much I needed to do the work until I started these workshops. And I was
Mhm.
like, wow, you know what? I got a lot more healing to do than I thought. And the very first one, Michael, me and Michael, because I was the one that I would sit there and I would type a text message and I'm like, oh, do I send it? Do I not? How they going to perceive it? How are they going to think? And that was like, that was a big one for me. Always over analyzing how I'm going to respond to something where people say to me whatever they want, they could care less. So why do I put your feelings at the top over mine when I'm responding to something?
Mhm.
So that one right there really was like, I have to stop thinking that there's something wrong with me just because.
Mhm. Wow. Okay. All right. I'm gonna ask one more question, then I'm gonna get into the
Sure.
little presentation I had that mainly, just talks about the book, continue to talk about the book, but talks about like what I felt from the book and the things that I thought really took from it. All right. So another question. A lot of the book deals with pain, grief, and identity loss. But you frame all those as a kind of doorway rather than a dead end. Was there a specific moment in your life that made you start seeing pain that way?
It was. So when I was at work before I left my last job,
Hmm.
I had a situation and we went through a program at work called Leading Edge Leader. And after the course was over, all the leadership was sat down and they told us, they said, listen, we want forward thinking folks. So we want y'all to come up with something that the company doesn't have at this time and we can see how we can implement it. Okay. My team, I manage the quality team. So the quality team sees everything across operations that other people don't see. So I came up with this whole concept of how do I promote my people by also giving the company something that they need. So I came up with this whole coaching program and I worked for 2 years with the business areas to make sure that it was something that they needed, got their buy-in. I worked with HR to give put salaries and titles to these positions.
Wow.
2 years of work. Two folks on my team that were seniors got promoted to these now quality optimization coaches. My team lead got promoted to a supervisor, and I did not get anything, not even a recognition as to
Holy
job well
smokes.
done. So at that time, my mentor was the chief of HR.
Mm.
And I went to her and I was very upset and I'm telling her what happened. And she's like, walk me through it. I walked her through it. And she said, I want you to stop for a minute. Repeat what you just said. And I'm like, well, what did I just say? She's like, just back up a little bit. And I said, if there wasn't enough funding that I was willing to take a back seat. She was like, you don't even realize you spoke the outcome into existence. And I'm like, oh. So at that point right there, it made me realize that, you know what? Number one, words are powerful. Number two, sometimes we're so quick to look at other people that we don't look at ourselves.
Mm.
And that was when I really started taking a look at myself and how I was doing things. So that right there was like my turning point of I need to do something different.
Mm. Wow. Wow. You were looking out for everybody else and you volunteered to put yourself on the back seat. And then when you
Yep.
got it, when you wound up on the back seat, it's like, whoa, how did I get here? I did all this
Yep.
work. I got the car here, but I'm in the back seat.
Yep.
Oh man. All right. If again, got to put this out here again. If you're watching, please hit like, please hit subscribe. We are a community. We are the Shipwreck community, and we do stuff like this every Wednesday. Sitting on the couch behind me. So if your first time here, again, hit like, hit subscribe. If you're watching on Facebook, share it on your Facebook. And hit like. and then go to YouTube and then hit like and subscribe on there as well. The message or it's in the YouTube as far as how to get to YouTube. I'm sorry, it's in Facebook how to get to YouTube. As well as once you're on YouTube, just hit like and subscribe. That's all we ask. That's all we ask over here. All right, so let's get into. I got a couple of other things I want to get into, which is the here it is the presentation that I had made for you because I wanted to really dive into more with the book as far as what it all meant to me and what I took from it. So one of the first things I seen was discomfort versus danger and the nervous system, because you talked about that a lot, which I found very interesting because I'm learning doing stuff with working out and stuff like that. So I'm looking at my nervous system and how my heart rate is and stuff like that. So this was really something that hit point for me. But the first thing I have in here is the nervous system confuses the unfamiliar with the unsafe. Calm can feel threatening simply because it's new, not because it's wrong.
Amen.
What are your feelings on that?
So I did not realize that my nervous system was all over the place. And when I started this journey, I went all the way back to childhood and didn't realize that at the age of 50 now, my nervous system has been out of whack since the age of 9. And when I came to that discovery, I picked up the phone and I called my mom. So I was always the mommy's girl. My mom would go to the bathroom. I promise you, I was sitting right outside the bathroom door waiting for her to come out. That was my ride or die, me and my mama. So 9 years old, she walked out. She left my dad. And only thing I remember is this 9-year-old little girl running down the steps behind her. And she left because she had her own reasons why. She came back and she got her kids, but she left. And I didn't realize that from that day on, my nervous system was wired to be a people pleaser because I felt like if you don't, people leave. And again, it took me a long time to realize that. And the biggest thing was, even with outside of that, then it filtered into the relationships that I had. I was the same way. Now, me and my husband going on 15 years, and I finally got to a place where the knots in my stomach aren't there. The lump in my throat isn't there. And I'm not sitting around waiting for the other shoe to drop. But I never realized that that's how I showed up all the time.
Wow.
Waiting for that shoe to drop. So now calm didn't feel peaceful to me because my system wasn't used to calm. So you really do have to train your nervous system to say, you know what? You was in survival mode back then. You don't have to be in survival mode now. It's okay. It comes with work. It's not easy. And the biggest thing you have to do is the inner talk that you give yourself. I do a lot of inner talk. And another thing that I do is when I do affirmations, I don't do the I ams because you can't be a person that say, I am healthy, but you fighting a major illness, or you say, I am a millionaire, but then you look around you and your surroundings does not reflect millionaire. That's not going to sit in your nervous system. So one thing that we talk about in class is instead of I am becoming. Because your nervous system can handle, I am becoming a little bit better, because then you start to look for, what does it look like for me to get to that step? Not, I'm already there. So affirmations and stuff really do help. But yeah, calming your nervous system, it's a lot of work. But once you do that, the world opens up for you because you see everything differently. I can't hear you. Is it me? Nope.
Can you hear me now?
There we go.
Okay,
I hear
all
you
right,
now. Yeah.
all right. I don't know what happened there, man. So I tell you, every time the gremlins be coming out, the gremlins coming out when something good is going on. When something good is going
Yes.
on, gremlins coming out. When we talking Trump, I get no problems.
Baby,
I
it's
get no
nothing but the devil
problems.
trying to
Uh
stop that
huh.
good information.
Yep. All right, here we go. We're back, y'all. Again, if you're liking what you're hearing, hit the like, hit subscribe. Also, please, please, please support Sharee and buy her book. We're gonna put it on Amazon here later. Exactly where to buy it from on Amazon, or unless she's selling it herself personally as well. You can give me a website for that if you have one, or phone number, something like. 'Cause I know a lot of people that are watching are in Philly as well. So the second concept that I was thinking about was self concept is a ceiling. You're not limited to your potential that you wrote about in your book. You're limited by what you believe about yourself. Belief can be rewritten through repeated actions. Explain that.
Abs- Absolutely. So one of the things we had a conversation, and I don't know if my uncle called in, but we had a conversation, and one of the things he said is when kids are little, the first thing you tell them, you have some parents to tell them, you're not nothing, you'll never be nothing, Unfortunately, where to some people it's just words, to some people that's what they start to absorb. And when you hear that enough times, you really start to believe that that's your reality.
Mhm.
So a lot of us, especially minorities, we didn't grow up in certain situations. So we think that what we see is all there'll ever be. And that is so far from the truth. My grandson is 9 years old. We took him to a party in West Philly to a family member's house. And
Mhm.
he asked the family member, he was like, can I have a snack? And she said, yeah, go in the kitchen. And he said, well, where's the pantry? And everybody stopped and looked at him like, little boy, when you in West Philly, you asking about a pantry. But that's their ceiling
Mhm.
because they never look past that. So it's not to say it's right or wrong, but your self concept of how high you think you can go, that's where you'll be stuck.
Mhm.
So when they say I broke that glass ceiling, it's not that it was anything that you did out of the norm. It was that you believed that you could go higher than where you currently are. You were bigger than your circumstances.
Mhm.
And that's one of the things that we teach is go back to when you were a kid and you dreamed big. Before life started happening, what did you want to do? What did you want to be? If money was no object, what would you be doing? Most of us get caught up in our circumstances and say, I can't do this, I can't do that, I can't go here, I can't go there. You can do and be whatever you want. So, in one of the courses we don't do a vision board, but we do a thank you board.
Mm.
Thank you for the things that we want before we get them. And when I tell you how many things I've taken off my thank you board because I received them and I moved on to the next thing,
Wow.
because I know that the sky is the limit with whatever I want. I have no cap on my ceiling. I don't have a ceiling.
Outstanding.
So we need everybody to get back into knowing that you can do and be whatever you want. Some of us get stuck in age. Oh, I'm too old. You never too old. You're not.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that self concept, we definitely got to start breaking that self concept.
Mm-hmm. All right. Number three. Let me get bigger so everybody can see it. Identity is built by votes. No single moment defines you. Small repeated choices, honesty, persistence, self-respect accumulate into what feels like you. Explain that.
So a lot of people think that when you're walking a path of transformation, that lightning bolts are going to come out the sky. You're going to go from a nutty professor, you're going to go from him to the clump. It doesn't work like that. Transformation is repeated activities over time, the little ways that you show up. Maybe you wasn't a person who made your bed up every day. Now you make your bed up every day. Maybe you wasn't a person who committed to exercise. Now you get up every day and you commit to some type of daily routine. Um, it's so many different things that you can do to say, you know what, this is the person that I'm becoming.
Mm-hmm.
Can you go back real quick to the? I
Yes,
just want to make sure
absolutely.
I'm staying on topic
Go ahead.
because yes, so no single moment is going to define you. It's those small repeated choices. Some of us, again, for me, the biggest one was setting boundaries.
Mm-hmm.
I was always the one who, soon as somebody called, and I didn't even realize last year, I was in a real great headspace. I didn't answer the phones. I wasn't giving up money every time people called. And earlier this year, I got back into it. And I didn't even realize, my husband said to me, he said, you know what? You seemed a lot lighter and more peaceful when you wasn't responding to everybody's fire.
Mm.
Stop. And I said, oh, wow, didn't realize that. So we give our peace away. And I was
Yeah.
giving mine away, not understanding why. Now I'm sitting back, falling right back into the same identity that I just pulled myself out of.
So
Because
Mhm. I think I'm going. I'm finished that, and I got a question to ask, a follow-up question on that.
what was I don't even remember. Go ahead.
Oh,
You know, I'm 50
straight
now.
up.
Days won't come and go
Yeah.
quickly.
I can't remember anything either. Absolutely cannot. But I wanted to stop on peace because that's something that I struggle with. I know many of my family members and friends struggle with. How does somebody start to get their peace back when they're the ones, they feel like they're the ones, they're the one in the family that got to take care of all of the problems, they got to say yes, that has to move for other people because they won't move. How do you stop saying yes? How do you get your peace back? Because that's is to stop saying yes. So how do you get your peace
So,
back?
so there's actually about it. And the beginning is very hard because you are used to always being that one that's always available. The more you do it, the easier it becomes. Sometimes when I would say no, I would sit there and I'm like, all right, let me send him a text message saying why. But then I would draft the text message and then delete it. And I'm like, that right there, small things of growth. Because the old me would have sent the message explaining why I'm saying no. The new me, I wrote it, then I deleted it, never hit send. But it's not easy. It's going to take repetitive motion to keep it going. Like the first time you do it, just stand strong. The second time you do it, it gets a little easier. It gets a little easier, especially when it's loved ones. But I'm going to tell you one thing I noticed. The less you do for people, the less them people come around.
Really?
The main people that I did for is the main people that is not supporting this journey. So you really start to see the people who are really there for you versus the people who are not. I'm not asking you to spend no money. I'm not asking you to spend gas to go anywhere. I'm asking you to log into a laptop and listen to a podcast. How hard is that?
Mm-hmm.
It's free.
Mm-hmm.
So you really start to see the people who were there for you to really be there for you and the people who was there for you when they gained something from it. That old version of you. Mm-hmm.
Wow. So what bucket do you put those people in now? Do you is it one of those things that if they come around you now you have the because if it was me, to be honest with you, and the way I have lived my life, and because I am a risk averse person. I don't deal with I don't like confrontation. I'm very non-confrontational. So I say yes a lot and let people get over on me and stuff like that because I rather just let you have and get over. And I know, all right, I just can't deal with you like that anymore than not so much busting your face, but get on your ass and say what I need to say. Say what I should be saying. I'd rather just say, you know what? I don't mess with that dude no more. I don't mess with this chick no more. Because I'm non-confrontational. So what do you do with that with those people now?
What I do now is sometimes you just really have to, because the path that I'm walking is that be the bigger person where sometimes you don't know what they're going through. So I still be around these people. I still talk to them on the phone. Our conversations are different because I don't have anything to give you. So those 2-hour conversations of you telling me everything that's going wrong with you now, and there's a 15-minute conversation because you trying to rush off the phone because you trying to get to the next person that you could probably get something from. Mm-hmm. So you'll start to see that the relationship dynamics is going to change drastically. Mm-hmm. So sometimes it's not even about what you have to do. Those people are going to distance themselves.
Wow.
Because you don't have anything to give them.
Mm-hmm. Wow, outstanding. All right, so we got two more concepts. The next one is a mistake is feedback, not a verdict. The same failure can contract your identity, I'm not enough, or expand it. This shows me where to grow. The event is identical. The meaning you assign determines what happens next.
So, with helping is the core, I have pivoted multiple times throughout this journey because what it first looked like in the beginning, it was like, okay, maybe we need to tailor this a little bit differently. So now I'm building up a team. And we just had a meeting last week where we talked about it. First, I had put a price on the workshops. For some reason, we weren't getting the traction to get, it just wasn't still in my spirit. And something came to me and said, you know what? Because I said from the beginning, the 28-day journey was something that somebody gave to me. So that was my way of paying it forward. And when I put a price on it, my husband was like, it's like you have writer's block. You're not, I don't see you with your books anymore. You're not journaling. You're not doing this. You're not doing that. And I told him, I said, you know why? Because in my soul, I feel like I'm doing something other than what I'm called to do by putting a price on this. 28-day workshop should be free because most of the people who need this is people who can't afford to pay for a workshop to transform their life. Mm-hmm. So this is where I look at it as I didn't fail at anything. We didn't shut down a company. We pivoted and went into a different direction. That's all we did. So I took it as a learning tool to say, okay, everything is not about finances. Everything is not about what you can get from people. My purpose is to give back. My purpose is to help somebody in need, uplift where I can. So if that means me doing it, giving my time away for free, that's what I'll do because I'll get my blessings from God, not from man.
Absolutely.
So, everything I do, I always look at it as what did I learn from this? Not necessarily I failed. And that's where so many of us get caught up. Oh, well, this didn't go the way that I planned. I failed. No, you did not. No, you didn't. You just now have to look for another way to try to do it. That's it.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
That's it.
That is excellent. That is excellent. All right, people, if you're watching this, please hit like, please hit subscribe. If you're on Facebook, hit the share button. Then go to YouTube, hit like and subscribe and watch it on YouTube as well. We have one more concept that I wanted to address and a couple more questions, and then we're going to start taking on callers. If you want to be a caller, I put it into the Facebook in there as well, but it's also on YouTube. It's pinned up on YouTube. You just click on the link and it'll take you straight to the studio, and you'll be in the background until we call on you. So we are going to start taking callers here in a few minutes. So just get ready for that. If you don't want to be on camera, it's okay. I can just have your voice on there. If you can't get to the link, but you still want to talk, there's a phone number right here, as you can see scrolling down the bottom, that you can call and you can still talk. So we have like live callers as well, doing it that way. Just come on and if you don't want to do any of those things, you can type away. It's all good. We just want to hear from you. All right. The last one is it's about survival. Survival identities expire. The roles you built to survive a hard season, the strong one, the fixer, the one who doesn't need much, were intelligent adaptations. And I've seen that a lot in your book, just reading just how we just adapted to how we had to be from the trauma and the things that occurred to us in our lives. But staying loyal to them after the environment changes keeps you smaller than you need to be. You care to explain that one for us?
So I go back to myself personally. I was always the people pleaser because that was the identity I took on as a child, where I felt like if I was good enough, if I stayed out the way, if I, made everybody laugh or made everybody happy, then people stayed. And I took that into adulthood. I took it into relationships. I stayed in relationships longer than I should have, because of not living, but being in survival mode. And most of us don't realize we don't live. We're in survival mode based off of things that happen to us, traumatically or not, as children, as young adults. And we just took on that because that's what we needed to survive through that situation. It does not mean that's who you are. Yeah. So it's ways that you need to now deal with whatever it is you're holding on to I see people who are stuck in situations that no longer serve them. One thing, I'm a big fan of Ayana. I don't know who else watches Ayana. When she used to come on, Ayana Fixed My Life. And one thing she said that always stuck with me was, people say they get married and they say till death do us part. Death do us part does not mean death of one person or the other. Till death do us parts means till death of the relationship. When that relationship no longer serve either one of y'all, it's okay to walk away.
Absolutely.
But sometimes we hold on to so much that no longer serves us because that's the identity that we've taken on, and we don't know how to release it. A lot of us don't. I listen to my daughter's friends and some of the situations that they're in. A lot of them still live at home, and they live at home with these concepts of the parent is supposed to do everything. They're not supposed to do anything. They ain't supposed to cook. They ain't supposed to clean. We grown. Well, if you grown, you need to be by yourself.
Yeah,
You know
yeah.
what I mean? So
Yep.
again, it's these identities that we take on, and I'm hoping that at the end of those chapters, people were able to identify with what identity related most to them so that they can start to do the work to release that identity, because that identity may have helped you get through whatever you was going through 10 years ago, but that do not mean that that's who you are today.
Can you, I don't know if you want to or not, give a list of all the identities that you were talking about in the book that you specifically addressed?
So we had the people pleaser, we had the hold on. Got my copy. Because we had quite a few identities, but we had the people pleaser, we had the strong one, and I know quite a few people who always do the strong role because they felt like that's who they needed to be. Why? It's okay to be in your soft girl, soft man era, whatever y'all call yourself. We got the soft girl era. So it's okay to be in that era now. You don't have to be strong for everybody. You don't have to fix every problem. But the other identities, give me one sec.
One of my co-producers is here. She wants to say hi.
Hi, pretty girl.
Okay.
Oh, and what's the co-producer's name?
I call her Chummy, but her name is Kimura.
Chummy. Hi, Chummy.
Yeah. So see, I have two co-producers. One of them filed a workman's comp on me, and so he left last. So she's still here. She's still with us. So she's our executive co-producer. Yeah. All right, Chummy, you gotta go back to mommy. Say bye-bye.
Bye, sweetie. Oh.
All right.
So the main ones that we had were the ones that I stated: the overachiever, the people pleaser, the strong one. Then we have the responsible one. So those are the main four. And most people can kind of relate to one of those four. And
So
I had a couple of them.
yeah, I got a bunch of them myself. Is one harder than the other to get out of? Like this one is like, man, it's just the hardest. Like the people pleaser, or is it the one that's the strong one? That's the one that's hard? I mean, of any of them, are any of them harder to say, man, it's really hard for me to get out of this situation?
I don't think so. I think they're all based off the individual and the work that you yourself do. Some people go to a certain point with their work and their journey that they're on.
Hold on one second. Somebody's calling into the show. Hello?
To accept, press 1. To send a voicemail.
Hello? Oh, they hung up. Go ahead.
So some people, once the work starts to get too hard, some people are not really ready to face some of the things that they're going to face. So they pull back. So which one is harder really depends on the individual and how long you've taken on that identity.
Okay. That makes sense. All right. Couple more questions and then we're going to have people call in. So I think it was definitely somebody for the pod because they called in from Delaware, 302 area code. So I'm sure that was probably somebody that's supporting the show and wants to get onto the pod. So if you're watching right now, please call back. Give us a few minutes and call back. We got a couple more questions and then we're going to open it up to people to come on and ask Sharee some questions or just give testimony and just So just tell how you feeling. All right, two more questions. So the first one is for someone who never picked up the self help book before, if they only remember one idea from this one from your book after closing it, what would that idea be?
That they are not broken, they are becoming. That's the biggest thing I want people to take away from this book. I don't want anybody to walk away from it still feeling like whatever they're going through, that it's on them. Most of us hold on to a lot of baggage that has really nothing to do with us. It's just the way that we processed it, the way that we tried to find meaning behind it. And it's like
Mhm.
everything that happened,
All right.
take it for
Hold
the
on, I think we
lesson
got
and
our
move
first
on.
caller. Hold on one second.
Sure.
Yep. Hello. This is the Shipwreck Podcast. Can you hear us, Sharee?
Mm-mm.
You can't. Oh, hold on. You do. Hold on. I'm trying to see here. Do you hear? Do you hear me? There you go. All right, there you go. Sharee, can you hear it now?
I heard a little, it was sounded faint, but I did hear something.
Let me turn it up a little bit.
Uh,
Can you hear
Hey,
it now?
Sharee, can you hear me?
Hello, I can hear you now. Hey, you.
There we go. All right. All right. I have one more question, and then our caller can ask their first question. The last question from me is: you ended the book with an invitation to act, and you gave a website and stuff like that when somebody buys the book. Not someday, but today. It's the other thing that you said. You want people to act today. What does becoming look like for you right now in this season of your life? So how?
Whew.
Yeah.
What does becoming look like for me? Becoming for me looks like becoming my highest self. And my highest self is no longer the Sharee I want to be, but the Sharee that God put me here to be. With the purpose on when I found sometimes we ask the wrong questions and we ask the why me, what did I do wrong? I started asking the right questions in prayer and I started getting the right answers. And a lot of it was your purpose is to teach people how to get back to the best versions of them. We're not trying to change you from anybody other than who you are. We just want you to see the best version of you. So my becoming is me being my highest self. And my highest self means elevating my brothers and sisters around me.
Outstanding.
And
Outstanding.
them be their highest self.
Outstanding. Before I go to the caller, I just wanted to say one other thing because I don't do it now. I know I will forget. I'll really start taking more notes. But I want to give a to your husband, for being supportive and being through this whole journey. Because it is a big leap of faith to leave corporate America and do that journey all on your own, and he seemed so supportive, like you said, he noticed when you were down and not following through with the things that you needed to follow through on, and he picked you back up and got you to continue on that journey. So I just want to give a shout out to him as well, because it really does. It's a partnership. Being married is definitely a partnership. So I wanted to give a shout out to him. With that being said, caller, thank you for calling. Give us your name again, and the floor is yours. The couch is yours. Welcome to the couch. Welcome to the couch.
Thank you. Thank you. It's good to be here. Hello, Sharee Thomson
Hello.
family. But let me just tell you, and I hear my echo, so
Oh, I'm
if I
sorry.
get distracted, that's what I. So I didn't even know Sharee was writing the book, and it came out, and she told us, and we got the book, and I had moments while reading the book that became like emotional for me because I saw myself in the characters that she was talking about. And I guess I learned that, what we go through is not the end all. We decide how to move forward in every situation. And there's always two ways. You can pick to look at it half empty, or you can look at it half full.
Mm-hmm.
And I told Sharee, I believe that God is enlarging her territory because there's so many people that are bound by a lot of the things that hold us back. Like, we're each God's masterpiece, but we don't see it because of things that we've heard in the past or situations that we've been through. Mm-hmm. But each and every person has a purpose. My purpose is not yours. Each one has their own individual purpose. And I feel that when you read her book, it helps you get rid of a lot of baggage. That's the only way that I can describe it. Wow. There is an empowerment, in a moments that happen while you read the book where you are changed. You can't even help it because knowledge is power. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And there's a lot of it in this book. I commend her and I thank her for taking that leap of faith and trusting God in the process. Because he doesn't make mistakes. We might, but he does. And God's got her in the way her and her husband Eric. Mm-hmm. In a way that's going to touch many lives. Like our minds, like I told her, like, our minds can't conceive because our minds don't think as grand as God does. And he's over everything, every area of your life. You know, just trust him. Believe it. You're becoming what he's called you to if you open your head. And, you know, you said something about, what do you do? You know, peace, holding on to peace. Be still. Just be still. In times when things are not going the way that, be still. Know that he's God. And when we learn to do that and not let our emotions take over, it's a new life. Mm-hmm. So thank you, Sharee, for sharing this. And I believe many people will be touched when they read the book.
Thank you. And thank you for supporting.
Thank you. I can tell that it really did touch your soul because I can tell from your voice how emotional you still are after reading and giving your testament now to how this book has changed your life and the journey that Sharee has helped put you on. It's outstanding. I really, it's beautiful. It really is.
And I wanted to go back to something that Julia said real quick, where she said, I never even told anybody about it. I didn't. I had started it and kind of set it to the side as we do everything else that we do. Mm-hmm. And when I had the injury, I kept praying and I'm like, God, what is my purpose? What are you calling me to do? And he kept saying, I gave you a book you did nothing with. Mm-hmm. So in that is when I said, you know what? Let me go ahead, really sit down and finish this book. And then quite a few people was telling me, you know, oh, self-publish. And something didn't sit right. And I was like, you know what? Let me go through a publishing company. So I went through a publishing company to do things the right way because I wanted to make sure that the formatting, the proofreading, all of that stuff was correct so that the impact of the book wouldn't be lost from stuff like that. And my husband is sitting right here. The publishing company, the guy called me and he was picking these characters apart. He said he had read the book twice. And he said, first of all, I've not read anything like this in a very long time. And he told me, he said, from a publishing standpoint, we believe in this book so much that we're willing to eat half the cost because we know what it's going to do. Wow. And I was like, oh, wow. So as he's talking to me, my husband's recording the conversation like, do you hear what this man is saying? And he's like, we sitting here like, wow, like we didn't think it would be this big, but he was like, this is what the world needs now. Mm-hmm. So, you know.
Absolutely. We are almost an hour in and we have not shown the book yet. So that's what we're going to do right now. We're going to show you where you can buy the book. Go ahead and you show it right there, but I'm going to bring up a window as well.
You are not broken, you are becoming. And it is available on Amazon. Mm-hmm. And it will be available in a little bit on for audio. Right now, they're working on the Audible
Are they working
version.
on Audible version? Well,
Yes.
I created my own Audible version, to be completely
Oh,
honest with you. Off
all
of
right.
I use the accessibility on the iPhone where it will read it to
Oh,
you. So I don't even I can show people. Maybe I can do that at the end of the show, show you how you can do that. I'll give you some instructions on that. So if you
correct.
really don't want to read, you just want to listen to it like an audio book, you can have you can have your Apple, your well, I know you on Android. See, there you go with your Androids. But anyway, we're not even gonna get on the Android Apple thing. But I know through the iPhone, you can have it read it to you, and it'll turn the page and everything and read the entire book to you. My phone read to me the entire book.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
it truly did, it truly did. So that being said, here is the book again on Amazon. It is for sale. You can get the hardback cover or the Kindle cover or the paperback. It is right here. Is for shipping. I did the Kindle version just simply because when we were first setting up trying to do the interview, I wanted to get it in time to have it read before the interview. But so I'm gonna actually buy a hard copy just to have it in the house so I can have it as one of our. We're gonna put it next to Michelle's book. Well, with if my wife lets me.
Well, somebody, one of my other good friends, she has it next to, right under, over top of her Michelle Obama book. So,
Really? There
yes,
we go.
me and Michelle.
There you go. There you go. All right. So again, the lines are open if you want to come in and let me put a link. Somebody said put the link into the book. I'm gonna do that right now. As we welcome our first one or our second guest, I should say, is everybody knows who he is. He is Ronnie. He comes on to the pod every week. He is a constant. He's pretty much my co-host. So there he is right there. Hold on.
What's up? What up? What up? What up? What up, good people?
What's going on, Ronnie? How you
Good
doing?
times. Hey, good times, bro. Good times,
Yeah.
man.
So how did you feel about Sharee and the book and everything?
So I haven't read the book yet, because I kind of been, last week been kind of hectic for me and the fam.
Yeah.
But I'm definitely gonna purchase the book. So I love Black authors. I mean, I got few friends that actually publish books and everything. So I got them all and I read them all. So just for me, just looking at the title, uh, tells me a lot about what the book is going to be. And I love how just even the title really pretty much tells everyone, hey, this is what the book is basically going to be about. You are not broken. Right. And you can take everything in your life. That's why I always say, all people always ask me, hey, what would you change in your life? And I always tell people absolutely nothing. The good, the bad, and the ugly I take because I wouldn't be the person I am today. And
Amen.
I wouldn't even have like maybe I wouldn't have the children I have. Maybe I wouldn't have the career I have. Maybe I wouldn't even have my bro on this camera that I have. You know what I mean? Like just a small little change in your life, good, bad, or ugly, uh, could have pretty much threw you off any kind of way. You know what I'm saying? So just the book in itself and just the title in itself tells me that this is definitely right up my lane. Is how I live my life, and that's how I always, like to tell people like, listen, no one's on the same timeline. No one does anything just like you. Nobody on this planet. You are an individual. You have to live your life like you. It's 8 billion plus different people on this planet. You may like the same colors, you might like the same foods, but no one's exactly the same as you. So take everything that comes with you and be you. And if ultimately, if you treat people like you ultimately want to be treated, life is real easy. And that's basically what I get from just the title of that book. And I heard a lot of the comments and people talking about it. And I'm like, yep, I can already tell what this book is gonna be about. So it's probably gonna be a page turn. I like to read books, and I don't like to put them down a lot of times. So I'll probably read it in a day. Me and my wife will probably read it in a day. We'll definitely come back and discuss this and share it with a whole bunch of people because I know people right now who actually need that book. So thank you for that.
You're
Keep
welcome.
hey, listen, keep sharing your blessings with everyone else, man, because you never know that one or two or whatever people out there they get that spark, boy, and it'll
Mhm.
change their life. So thank you so much for sharing and being vulnerable to as many people as this podcast is, and the book is going to spread throughout the world, and hopefully, what I mean, you never know, you might get a little movie made or something. I'll take a part, a little small part. I mean, I ain't no plugs or nothing. But no, seriously,
Love
but
it.
seriously
Love it.
though,
Love it.
yeah, you always speak that into power, man, because you never know what gets picked up, and you never know who's going to
Mhm.
read that book, and you never know
Keep
how this
speaking
thing's
it
going to
into
work out.
existence.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
I love it. So
Yeah.
keep pushing, sis.
Good.
Thank you. And one thing you said that really was so spot on is that you wouldn't change anything in your life because it made you who you are today. And that's one of the things that none of these chapters in this book tell you, that you need to erase your past. Everything that didn't happen for a reason. It tells you that, yes, it happened, but you don't get stuck in it. You move on.
Correct. Yeah.
You learn your lesson, you grow from it.
100%.
So,
Yes, ma'am.
absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, that's it. Nobody else has called yet so far. So, Sharee, let's talk about the publishing again some more. How did you find your publisher? I mean, because I know there's some. I know one of the shipmates that's one in our community is currently picked her book back up and is starting to write it and edit it some more. What was that process of publishing? How did that work? And what was the difference between trying to self-publish versus going through a publisher?
So trying to self-publish, you just whatever you have, you just put it out there on Amazon, and they have like a format that you put your manuscript into, but it doesn't necessarily mean that your margins are going to come out, your font is going to look right. It could be all different type of stuff wrong. So I read a couple books off Amazon, and the message didn't land with me because I was looking at so many things that just was like, maybe they could have did this a little better. So I said I did not want that to be my experience. So I actually did go through KDP Publishing, which is actually Amazon.
Oh, wow.
So it's Kindle and
Okay.
Kindle Direct Publishing. So I actually did go through them. And Ronnie, it's funny that you said something about, movie rights, because that was one of the things that they put in there. They was like, wow, like this is so impactful that, we're looking into movie rights. So that is something that we speaking into existence. Yes.
There we go. There we
Yes.
go. There
Yes,
we
we
go.
had into existence.
Let's go.
Yes. And they also, came to me and said, hey, can we start working on the next one? What's the next book? And the next book is going to be Grief to Growth, because I have a couple friends of mine that are really close that wanted to go through the 28-day personal transformation journey. And one of them they both came to a couple classes, but then they both reached out and said, you know what? We just lost people close to us. We're really not in the headspace. This isn't the time. But if you offered something to help us get through the grief process, that would help. And grief does not just necessarily have to be the death of a person. Grief could be the loss of your job. Grief could be anything. Maybe you moving from a home that you've loved and had all your life. Grief comes in multiple ways. So the next book is going to be Grief to Growth.
Wow. Outstanding.
Nice.
Outstanding.
Exclusive.
Exclusive on the Shipmate Podcast. Yes, Shipwreck Podcast. Yes.
Yeah, come on.
Wah, wah, wah.
Yeah, again, if you're watching or you want to join the talk, if you want to join the talk, you're more than welcome to. Just hit the link and then come on. I see some people that's watching in portrait mode. If you're on your phone, that's a good way to watch it. If you're not on your phone and you're like watching it on the TV, there is a different landscape mode that if you pop out and go back to my channel, you'll see the same topic, same thing, but it'll just be a landscape mode of it. So if you're watching it and it looks kind of funny to you, you're watching it from the phone version. But again, go ahead, Sharee.
One thing I do want to put out there as well is I know how to stay in my lane, and I know that I am not qualified for mental health advice, psychiatric advice. Grief to Growth comes with a completely different set of skills. So for everything that I do reach out to folks that are in that genre. So under Helping is the Core, we have some first responder courses coming, and we have 2 retired Philadelphia detectives that are going to be helping vet out those courses. We have corporate classes that are coming. I have a corporate trainer who's helping with those classes. We have a mental health specialist that we're working with. So we do have qualified specialists that will be helping vet out these workshops.
Wow. Have you thought about doing workshops on Zoom or anything like that as well? And the reason why I'm asking is because I know a good friend of mine here in Dallas that has number 2 in the DFW area for gyms, and she owns it's I'm gonna say exclusively because men go to it as well, but it's pretty much a gym that caters to Black women. So she has hundreds of members that is catered to Black women. And I know she probably would love to have a seminar where it's not a day of brawn, is a day, lifting weights is a day of lifting your mind, and taking it to another spot. So that may be something that I can get you with her or something like that. So I don't know if you've done Zoom or thought about Zoom or anything like that in the future.
All of our workshops are virtual.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yep, every workshop. And I do them, they normally start the 1st of the month and they go through the 28th of the month. And we do a 10 a.m. session and a 7 p.m. session because some folks work. So we do a 7 p.m. session for the workers.
Oh, wow.
And the entire 28-day session is free. Because yesterday I did a podcast and somebody asked, well, how do you guys make your revenue? We make our revenue by upselling the corporate classes, the schools, churches, but then we also offer 6 pillars, and which is pretty much the flagship of Helping is the Core. The 6 pillars are wake up, which is your awareness. Underneath your awareness, there are 4 experiences. I don't like to call them workshops, so now we start calling them experiences. Then we have the let go, which is your healing, releasing, letting go of all of the old baggage. And one of the activities under the let go workshop is the invisible backpack, where most of us have a backpack on our back full of everything we've ever been through. And we carry this backpack through life. And the more you go through, the more you put in this backpack and the heavier it gets and the heavier it gets. So in this exercise, we teach you how to unpack that backpack. Let it go. Once you release that weight, you sit up straight, your shoulders, your back ain't slumped over, you ain't mad at the work. You got to release all of that old stuff. So then the third pillar is become, where first you wake up with your awareness, then you release, then now you start to become the person that you want to be. Who do you want to be? Who are you becoming? Then the fourth one is your align, because now you're aligning with the person that you want to be. Then we have the build, which you start to build out what that looks like. And then we have contribute, because how do you give back to the next person?
Exactly.
So those are the 6 pillars for Helping is the Core.
Outstanding. Do you have a website? Because we can go to it now and navigate it if you want.
Yes, we do.
Give it to me.
www.helpingisthecore.com.
All right. Is the core. Oh, I got to learn how to spell God.
I'll pop that link.
Helping is the core. Here we go. All right. Here we are. All right. Where would you like for me to go?
So you can go to right here is just our introductory, what we do, transform your life from the inside out. And then our tagline, which is our slogan, is when people help themselves, they transform their lives. When people help others, they transform the world.
Wow. That's
So,
outstanding.
you could just scroll down.
Okay.
So we let folks know that our gift to the community, this is our way of giving back. 28-day journey is completely free. And one of the things that I did was when I went into leadership, the first thing I said was, what type of leader do I want to be? And I looked at all of the leaders that I had throughout my career, and I said, I want to do completely the opposite. So I had teams where I made people feel empowered. When you put people in certain situations, you don't then micromanage them. You allow them to grow, expand, make decisions on their own. So when I started Helping is the Core, I stepped back and looked at it from the lens of, I take a lot of self-help courses. I go to a lot of seminars because for me, I don't know everything. I'm still growing and learning as well. So I'm a big fan of Tony Robbins. He's all about physiology. Okay. I'm a big fan of Kathleen Cameron, who she's all about energy and embodiment. But one of the things that they don't do is they give you the foundation, but they don't show you how to really navigate through the journey. You're really stuck after you attend this amazing seminar is, what do I do next? Then they upsell you these astronomical prices to get to the next step. So I said, you know what I want to do is, number one, I want to tailor this to the everyday people who really need the work. Everybody don't have thousands of dollars to invest into a seminar.
Mm-hmm.
How do we approach the men that are just coming home from jail? The woman that just had the teenage young lady that just had a baby and don't know what her next steps is. How do we approach these people? By giving them something free. 28 days. And then after that, this is the page that you're on now, and it's the 6 pillars where this would be an additional charge if people wanted to continue after that 28-day journey, because most people always ask, what's next? I missed class. What can I do? So now we push them to the 6 pillars, which right now the classes have not been loaded. Our brand officer, her birthday's tomorrow, so she's on vacay till Monday, so she's still working on it, but they'll be there next week. The 4 class, we call them experiences, that are up underneath each pillar.
Mm-hmm.
But
and
then
how long does the 6 pillars take? Are they each individual classes for 6 pillars?
Each individual class, and those are all self-led. So whatever time frame it takes you to do.
Okay. All
the
right.
28-day journey, that one is an hour a day for 28 days.
Those sessions. And
yes.
And the times again were, I know, 7 p.m. and
10 a.m.
10 a.m. Okay.
Yep.
All right. This is your community page?
Yes. We also have as soon as you get to that page, I'll show you. We have a introductory class that you can take online in your own time that tells you exactly what you can expect to experience on the 28-day journey. And it has some little questions and some breathing exercise, things like that. But you can also check that out. And we did just bring on a corporate trainer. Yes. So we'll be adding her picture as soon as she gives us her bio.
Okay. All right. Let's go to shopping.
We are working on a children's line, helping hero babies, because we want to be able to get folks from birth to end of life. So we will have helping hero babies. We have the toddlers. We have the school age kids. These workshops are tailored to everybody. We also will have family workshops coming, couple workshops coming, because in order to really transform your life, the folks around you have to go through a transformation as well, which is why we wanted to do the couples and the family workshops. Mm-hmm. And for those, we will have a therapist there that can help guide people when they get stuck in certain points.
Okay. All right. Eric is saying play the video. Where's the video at? I'm not sure if the
it should be under the journey.
Okay.
And then scroll right there where it says the journey begins. Click that button. And you got to put in some information because we want to capture all information.
One.
Oh, yes. You have to put your country in.
Oh, +1 or 01?
+1, I believe it is.
Yeah, that was.
All right. So we have a playlist that goes along with all 28 days. This is our playlist.
It's not something you find. It's something you feel. And once you see it, you can't unsee it.
I want to play too much of it because I don't want it to get copyrighted and they'll shut us down.
Okay. Yeah, it's an original. We own it. So Eric's saying you won't get shut down, but I don't know. Uh, so yeah, we do have a whole 28-day feel good playlist on YouTube, and I think Rob froze, or is it me? Uh, it's me because I see him moving on the phone. Hold on. Ronnie, we can't hear you either. I, you can hear me? I can't hear you. Mm-mm. I don't know what's going on. Hold on. Maybe if I come out and come back in too. No. I'm trying to read your lips. Oh, it's Rob. It's on his end. Okay. Okay.
Here we
So
go. I'm
here
back.
we go.
Now,
Okay. Okay.
man, the gremlins are playing with me today, boy. The devil is out. My whole internet went down in the whole house. I'm on my phone.
Really?
Yeah, I'm literally using my hotspot.
Oh wow.
Yeah, my internet just went down. All right. Yeah, well, yeah, that's what Keith just said. Once you're doing something uplifting, the something uplifting and good, the gremlins come out and try to stop 'em. Boy, they did. They tried me. They tried me bad. So my whole internet in my whole house went down, but it's okay. I got a backup plan. Do I sound good? Do I sound okay?
Yes, you do. You sound crystal clear.
All right. Woo, we back. All right, but so let's get back to your website. I'm sorry. That's what made I was like, what happened to the website? Why is it? Can you guys hear me? And then once I seen y'all was frozen, I was like, oh man. All right, so we're at the your services. So let's talk about your classes that you have coming up.
So we have a class coming up starting August the 3rd, which is not really open to the public right now. We have some new team members that came on, so they're going to go through the course. We have a chief of sales, we have a corporate trainer. They're going to go through the course. Then we have a couple of retired detectives that are going to go through the course. So that's what this one is for. Then we'll start our courses back up open to the public September the 1st.
Okay. All right. So let me ask you a question. Is it possible? Are the same day courses the exact same thing? So, like for instance, because I work shift work, so if I was to take your course, some days I can do the 10 a.m. courses, but some days I can only do the 7 p.m.
Same
course. You know, it's the same course, just on the same day. Okay.
Mhm.
All right. All right.
Yeah.
All right.
That's a lot of people, had those struggles, especially when you work. It's okay. Well, today I can't do this one, but tomorrow I can. Same course.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Oh, so this is just your disclaimers on that page. All right. All right. Outstanding. If anybody else want to call in, now is the time. This has been an outstanding talk. You are doing an outstanding job. I can keep saying outstanding.
Thank you.
Adjective. You're doing really, really, really great work for not only for yourself and your family, but for others. And that's the thing. The whole give back. You've said that so many times. It just reminds me of what I'm trying to do with my nonprofit that I have going on. That'll be our Clean Our Palate. If nobody else calls in, that's what we'll go to. So the way we end every show, usually, like I said, usually we talk a lot of Trump. Anybody, if this is your first time watching, thank you again. I really appreciate it for you coming in, tuning in. We talk a lot of current events and a lot of life stuff. I want to do a series on people who are authors and people doing positive things in community and in life, and put them, give them the spotlight that they deserve. That people like Sharee that deserve the spotlight in her family and her organization. And so, but sometimes, like I said, we talk a lot of stuff in life, and we can get heated and just different things, and it can bring us down, bring us up, have a laugh, but ultimately we always end the show on what we call is cleaning our palate. And what that means is we want to end it positively. So we will have, you know, people that come on. I'll give you an opportunity to say something positive. And it could be something like, you know, your grandson just graduated, just learned to start playing the trumpet. Or it could be your daughter just graduated from high school, or it could be anything. You just got a promotion, or you just quit corporate America, wrote a book, and started a whole new organization helping people. I mean, it could be anything. With further ado, nobody else is seem like they're going to call in today. Let's go to cleaning our palate. I appreciate it. If you're watching and you love Sharee's book, I have put it in the comments on YouTube already, where you can buy the book. I put it on there as well, where you can sign up for her course as well, is in there as well. But before we go to clean our palates, is there anything else, Sharee, that you would like to say before we go to cleaning our palates?
What I would say is, if there was one thing that I hope every listener remembers tonight, you are not your worst mistake. And sometimes that's where we get hung up. You are not your hardest season, because believe me, sometimes the seasons we are in are hard. You are not the labels that you've accepted of the stories that you've been told your whole life. You're not good enough. You'll never be good enough. You are a work in progress. You growing, you learning, you healing, and you are becoming. And the moment that we stop asking what's wrong with us and start asking who are we becoming, that's when your whole life starts to change. So that's what I want everybody to remember today, is that you are not your worst mistake.
Wow. Outstanding. Ronnie, I'm going to put you first up for cleaning your palate. Do you have anything to clean your palate with today? Oh, hold on, Ronnie. Here you go.
You unmuted me?
Here you go. Yeah, I got you.
Cleaning my palate. Listen, I just met one of my people that I'm gonna definitely connect with, because I'm definitely gonna buy that book. My wife is, she's definitely gonna she loves to get those classes and join those type of things, man, because she's big into that. So cleaning my palate is meeting you today, being able to be on my brother's pod and saying, hey, we are here sharing the wealth with everyone. So thanks, Bobby. Thanks for everything that you're doing, bro. Spreading us, getting us recognized and all that stuff. So that's cleaning my palate.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Sharee, would you like to clean your palate? You have anything?
Sure. Thank you for having me today. This means the world. It really, really does. And you know, this is my second podcast, and the bigger this gets, the first 2, 3 are the ones that are the most memorable. So I'll always remember this one. Thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Great job.
So thank you. I'm going to clean my palate off of my nonprofit. My nonprofit is the Ready Aim Shipmate nonprofit. There are millions of scholarships for college, but there are none there is one now. There is one to help kids join the military and pass the ASVAB to become service members. That's been their dream. And so something I started almost 3 months ago now. And we became a full 501c3. We got certified with Google. So now we got Google grants, where Google is what will help create ads to help me find donors as well as new students. And just recently today, we went from earlier today, I made a reel saying we are at our 10th student. And now we're at 12. That happened from just today. I got 2 more students. So we're
get that clap up. Yes.
Get that clap up.
That's a celebration, bro.
Yes.
Thank you. So we have 12 students now in our pipeline that are learning to be, or not learning, that are, well, I guess they are learning. They're learning the ASVAB and to get their better scores up so they can follow their dreams and become service members. We are, like I said, we are nationwide now. We have people here in Texas, we have people in Virginia, and we just got somebody from Arkansas. So we are definitely continuing to grow. And I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for the people who have helped me. This is definitely it's funded through grassroots. It is not. I don't have any grants yet. I continue to ask for grants. I'm trying to work with Walmart to see if maybe they'll give me some, and some other companies and stuff like that. But until then, it has been completely grassroots between my brothers and sisters out there in the world that want to help me and help others and to give back. And I really appreciate it, and I love you all. And go ahead.
Real quick, helping is the core. We'll have a foundation side, and we're going to make sure that you're one of the ones that we give back to. So, woohoo! Thanks for sharing.
Thank you. Thank you. Oh, Wisconsin. We're gonna have somebody from Wisconsin too here coming up shortly. That will be joining. So we are definitely continue to grow. I thank you guys. I love you guys. Next week's topic, I'll tell you right now, is going to be on accountability. So this is something that it's kind of your alley, where we did accountability challenge 3 months ago. We started 3 months ago, and it's for 90 days. And I asked all of our listeners, or all of our shipmates, that Maryland listeners are shipmates, because they all come on. This isn't just a listen podcast. Anybody that has an opinion can come on at any time and talk about what they feel about, whatever the topic is at that moment. And so there's a few of us that decided I wanted to create accountability on my own, and so mine was to start my nonprofit, which I have done and done a tremendous job, and I want to run it a marathon. So I said I'm gonna start with a 5K before I get to a half marathon. Before I get to half marathon. Start, just fit at 50 is what it's called. I want to be 50 by the time I turn to 50. And so I got 6 months left. So that was my goals, and Ronnie has his own goals. So next week is our 90th day, or right after our 90th day. So we're going to talk about that next week and have everybody on. One person was like, they wanted to learn Spanish. So we're going to test some Spanish skills out here next week. So it's just whatever your accountability wanted to be. Like one of them was one of our shipmates wanted to pick her book back up and started reading. Starting actually editing it again and getting it back in. So we're going to check in and see how well she's done. So and we all hold each other accountable. And it was just something that I wanted to do, and we can continue to do it as a podcast and as community. Like I said, this is really a community. The couch behind me is really for anybody to sit on and join our conversations and just have a good time, So that'll be next week's pod.
I love that. And I'm definitely going to be joining, because that will be my 90-day anniversary of no meat and no alcohol. So I'm definitely joining. Yes.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Congrats. I love it.
Congrats. So we'll see you next week then. We'll see you guys next week. If it's your first time watching, please hit like, please hit subscribe, come back. We do this every week at the same time. It is the same time, so I will take a week off here and there, but I haven't done it. I won't do. I don't know when I'm gonna do it yet. I've done it a couple times in July when I came up to Philly. But again, please hit like, please hit subscribe. We do this every Wednesday, 7 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Central Time. And until next week, y'all.